Hello everybody, it's of course your good friend Nick Dutch, who's back on the camera again one more time for another delightful and fascinating tarot show. I read tarot for a living. This is my full-time job. I do it via keen.com, I do it via LivePerson, I do it via a respectable agency here in the UK called kumar.co.uk. And I also do parties and entertainment events here in the United Kingdom. And I do drink an awful lot of tea. But don't let that faze you for those of you who are supporting Team Coffee at the moment. So, we don't want to create some kind of like massive political situation here on the internet now, do we? Okay, the way it works here is that you request a reading. Okay, it can be about relationships, it can be about your family life, it can be about your finances or your career and that sort of thing. And I'll provide you with an answer using my wonderful and magical mystical tarot. Okay, that's essentially the way it works. What you do is you send through an email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and then that adds you to the rota, and I can see whether I can then do your question in the show. This is the only place where I do the readings for free. Everywhere else it's charged for. Why do I charge for it? Because I do it for a living. Remember, if there was someone who pumped gas for a living, okay, and I mean literally just filled up cars with petrol, and he really enjoyed it, and tells his boss, I really enjoy this work, I feel really good about giving this fuel to people so they can get on with their day, and the boss turned around and says, okay, you can carry on doing it, as long as you like, I'm just not going to pay you anything. Do you really think that that guy would carry on doing the work? No. Okay, I do it for a living. Okay, so if you want to have a proper, private, commercial reading, there will be links down there in the information box. Let's get on with the first reading of today. Here we go. Okay, this one's really rather peculiar. This person identifies himself as SAS, and I think I know who that person is, okay? And they say, will Obama be re-elected? Well, how the heck am I supposed to know? I'm not a political analyst, I'm a tarot reader for Christ's sakes, okay? And as far as the weather on the West Coast and East Coast is concerned in the future, well, I think there's going to be some days when it's going to be warm and some days when it's going to be cold, okay? I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, okay? So what you do is you keep your questions focused to things which the tarot can answer. Keep it down to relationships, keep it down to your career, your interpersonal relationships, and then we can basically have this like 3 or 4-way conversation between your question, my intuition, the symbols we get here, and try and provide you with a bit of extra clarity, okay? One step at a time, here we go. Okay, Jennifer would like to know whether she's going to meet someone special. She's provided me with her date of birth information, which is good, always helps me to just connect a little bit further on. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a chronological reading, and we'll look over the next 12 months, which is what I traditionally do with a chronological spread. Don't want to look too far forward, because life changes, people change, and all the rest of that. There's no point in promising too much. Just focusing on things which really matter. Okay, here we go. Alright, I've got some bad news for you first. Alright, the biggest signs of change we got are further on down the line. I'll quickly show you the cards, okay? So you get a bit of a feeling as to what I've got here, so you'll be able to work out, from your own point of view, what you can get from this too. Okay, here we go. Quite an interesting chronological spread. Now, we've got cup signs coming up here, strong male cup signs there, and strong female cup signs there, okay? That's the here and now. That's about 12 months time down the line from now, okay? So the signs of a new beginning, which is brought about by the Magician card, is further on down the line, but there's just this feeling of extra hope which is going to come through short term. What would make some sense is that because the suit is the same there and the suit is the same there, this individual will get involved in your life earlier on, will probably, have a bit of fun with you, but will then move away, causing, as it says there, a feeling of defeat and a sense of interference, almost as if they've got someone else from their background coming back into their life and they've got to do the old political, get rid of the bugger kind of thing, in order to try and create the freedom which is required so that you and them can then move further forward into the future. So as far as will you meet someone special, yes. Will you be able to make a relationship happen straight away? I don't think so. So that's the bad news part of the reading, okay? But happening within 12 months, probably within 9 months, because of the position within the reading, I would have to say you've got a very good chance of that happening. Okay, so interesting times coming for you there. Okay, Paula, you want to ask about your love life? Let's have a quick look and see what's coming through for you. Bear with me a second, please. Still using my traditional method, combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. Now, a little birdie is telling me that there is one particular individual in your environment, okay? Someone you already know who's quite close to you in some respects, who's got some kind of interest going on there, okay? It's not a pure and perfect connection of, oh, everything's beautiful and dancing on, you know, rainbows and all the rest of that. I don't feel that. But this sense of connection is definitely there. The feeling of familiarity is coming through very strongly with your earth signs there for the forces between the two of you there. And there's also a separate feeling that I'm getting that you're going to have some kind of conflict with this person first and foremost. Why do I see conflict? Because of the energy we got in that particular card there, okay? Sword signs aren't always good. They can speak of communication, but this is communication of a negative nature, with this person actually doing something to defend themselves, which can be negative towards you. So be aware that there will be some negativity first, prior to there being some literal change, transformation, different points of view. The signs of change we got in your reading are in fact fantastic and tremendous. To have both the Two of Coins and the Death card together, that's a good omen, okay? After you've had some signs of an emotional negativity coming through, okay, which is like defensiveness, aggression, sort of almost backstabby kind of feelings, to then have this like transformation of perspective. Oh my god, I've done something wrong, I've been thinking something wrong. You know, that's actually very good, and it follows on quite nicely of the change in the energies you move further forward into the future with these two wonderful little puppies here. I don't know whether you can see them, because obviously these are the cards I use every day. The pattern is beginning to go a little, because I do this every single day for a living, okay? So we got the Lovers card there. Now the Lovers card doesn't just mean love, it means responsibility, as well as the potential to move further forward in a connection with someone who's just right for yourself, as well as a sense of happiness and joy. So yes, you've got some good potential with a particular individual, but I just feel you got this like political disagreement to go through first and foremost. Sergio, I need a question. That's what I need, okay? If I'm going to do a reading for you, I need a question. Okay, January is inquiring about a particular relationship connection. Bear with me a second, please. Let's see what's coming through for you. Alright. Now, I've read for this person before, and what I said was there's going to be an improvement. Now, in this one particular relationship connection, there hasn't been an improvement and things have got worse. Alright? But that's often part of the growth process. Okay? So what I'm doing now is a separate spread, shuffle thoroughly, doing what I normally do, okay? Just to see what kind of energy we've got moving further forward into the future. Okay. Now, the Four of Swords, which comes as the force between the two of you. Oh, what the heck, I'll show you the cards again, just so you get a bit of a feeling as to what I've got here, okay? Bear with me a sec. Okay, standard 8 card relationship reading. This is the cards the way they've come out, okay? Because whatever I get here is what you get too. Force between the two of you is currently the Four of Swords. It's labelled as truce, and when do you have a truce? You have a truce after a conflict. Now, a sense of a truce can, in fact, be a lack of communication, or it could be that there's some, like, obstacles or, like, blocks in the way, which is basically holding down the connection from developing to a level whereby things are going to be okay straight away. So, you've got issues to get over and to get through. Yes, sure. But also, as I mentioned before, although these sword signs can be good communication signs, there can sometimes be a negativity associated with it. You're experiencing the negativity, but the card is promising some positivity, because once things have calmed down, after a period of disagreement, then you've got the potential for things to improve. Now, yes, I mean, I'm not surprised things aren't working out at the well at the moment. On their side of things, you know, you've got a sense of that feeling of connection. Yes, we've also got this sense of depression or anxiety or fear or pain on their side of things. You're not dealing with someone who's totally healed. Okay, it's going to happen that way. So accept the fact that the truce that you've currently got is the best you can have at the moment in the here and now. But what you've got in the here and now is not the energies of the future. On your side of things, remember you're the mature one here and you've got to carry on working at it, but just play it peaceful. Progression into the future, completely different energy. Just look at that, okay? Just look at that. The colours, textures, the energy, the joy, the love, okay? It's all there. As opposed to the colder energy of the card for the force between the two of you, and a dark, depressing, negative energy on his side of things. Okay? So that's where it's standing at the moment in his mind. That's the politics between you and him at the moment, which is a little cold, but it's okay. It is still peaceful. And then progression, warmth, celebration, victory, moral virtues being put into place, a change of consciousness, joy, love, laughter. But this stage you've got to go through, this darkness and this coldness is compulsory first if the bigger picture is going to work out according to plan. Okay, everything in tarot is about the bigger picture. Okay, so just bear that in mind, that it is the bigger picture you've got to think about. Getting there you might find a bit hard, but on the other hand, I'm seeing you doing it. Okay, things are hard at the moment. Yes, accept that. This is part of the necessary progression. And Kat would like to know a little bit more about her current life at the moment. And this is just a more or less, is there anything to be concerned about kind of reading. Okay, so we'll just have a quick look and see what the reading says about that. Bear with me, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I'll try and be as quick as I can. We're going to do this in a chronological method because I feel like it. Okay, I mean sometimes I do readings in a particular formula because the question demands it. If the question has some areas which I can, play with a little, then I will choose a method which basically suits the way that I feel about the way this question is coming to me. Okay? Alright, now. To the most part, the only thing you got to fear is fear itself in this one particular situation. Yes, we've got some scary signs coming through. 7 of Swords, coldness, futility, a feeling of negativity, the devil. But what does the devil card actually signify? It speaks about powerlessness. When I was going through one of the worst jobs in my entire life, okay, I was working in a market research telephone interviewing company, and there was a certain number of people in the office who never washed, ever. And it really did start humming, if you get my drift. And I needed the money, I had to carry on working there, and it was diabolical. But I realized when I was going through the fear and the pain that what I was experiencing was powerlessness, and this was the energy of the devil card, okay? But what is actually putting you in this particular situation is stated. I don't see anything in this reading which says you've got something directly to be afraid of. What I am seeing is that there is that fear there. Okay, it's the fear of futility. It's the fear that everything that you're doing at the moment is not going to provide you with what you require. But, and once again, okay, the Charioteer promises victory over problems. Okay, the Hanged Man tells me that there's people around you who don't have your best interests at heart, but you're still very good at dealing with them, because otherwise we wouldn't have a sense of healing. Alright, and that's social healing. That's not medical healing. I don't read upon medical issues. That's social healing, making the atmosphere between people better. Okay? So, chill. Remember to breathe. Take life one day at a time, and I believe you'll be fine. Okay, we got Stuart, who's inquired about his job prospects. Let's have a quick look for you. Bear with me a second, please. Now, Stuart's an interesting character. He's currently working. He believes his company's about to go down the pan because of the recession, and he wants to make sure he can maintain his stability. Let's have a quick look and see what's coming through. Okay, worry and anxiety coming through very strongly, yes, so that's essentially where you are at the moment. No signs relating to action. We don't have that fire energy coming through, okay? We haven't got this sense of doing things and trying to sort out the problem. It's almost like you've taken the attitude, Stuart, that once you've had a reading with me, then the next day everything will be okay. This is quite a common preconception that some people have. You know, a reading itself is not like a work of voodoo, which is going to transform your life. Okay, the reading itself will help you to understand. It gives you insight. But it doesn't necessarily cure the problem that you're reading upon. Okay? Now, you're being portrayed as someone who's been a very strong fighter, but, you know, the earth signs in this particular case, because we've got the signs of worry there, I'm just getting this feeling of being rooted to the spot. how many job applications are you getting out every day? And when I say every day, I mean every day, okay? And not to agencies. Direct applications. Alright, with a good resume or CV, and a good covering letter, taking into account the requirements of the job advert. I don't think you're doing any. I actually think you're not doing any applications. And that means you're not going to get the results, which means that you are going to fail, and you are going to run out of money, and you are going to be in trouble. Come on, do something about it. Take the initiative. Remember, it's you who has the power over your life, not me. But if you can get more motivated now, then you'll be okay further on down the line. Now, just see what's going to happen in your future on the basis that you do take more action. I like this. Signs of action have suddenly appeared. The Archangel Michael card, the one who works the miracles of God and provides you with what you require. Financial gain, maybe. Wealth. Improvement. So not staying with financial stability, but actually doing better for yourself. That's a good thing, surely. Okay? And then, really loving the life which you will be living as a result of it. But you've got to get motivated first, so you can then be there. So try and focus on what's really important right now. What's really important is not sitting there thinking, is it going to be okay? Well, don't worry about it. The Bible tells us not to worry about whether we can feed ourselves and clothe ourselves. What it doesn't say is, don't do what's required to get the clothes that you need and get the food that you need. It just says don't worry about it. Now, the worry itself is wrong. Action is what's required. Okay? Hello, Chrissy. Let's give you the love reading of your dreams. Here we go. One step at a time, using my traditional combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. I hope that's okay. Okay, this is interesting because I'm feeling an individual who's very important to yourself. I shuffled very thoroughly, but I got the Lover's card out yet again. So essentially there is no meaning. So there's a meaning to the whole of this tarot show, isn't there? Whenever we get a repeated sign, there's always like one extra energy that goes through it, okay? And in this particular case, it's more about taking more responsibility or more authority over your life to get the results that you're after. In your particular case, yes, there is extra responsibility associated with a loving connection. The character would have just... This is someone who may have a certain quantity of bravado, okay, which they will be using to protect themselves or defend themselves in a difficult emotional situation. Very practical or technically based, okay, so their knowledge is technology, mechanics, science, engineering, so physical world things, but they maybe haven't actually explored the world of emotions and intellectual development, which they will be with yourself. So expect that there'll have to be lots of change there. Okay, the adjustment card in this particular tarot pack does speak about intellectual and emotional change and development. So you'll be going along with someone who'll be growing. Okay, with a good sense of there being joy there. Now this card here, the Hermit card, that's actually speaking of the past. I didn't bring that out first and foremost. It can sometimes be a little depressing to do that at the beginning of a spread. In this particular case, you ain't gonna be lonely. You're not gonna be one of these people who's got like 1,000 cats all locked up indoors thinking, oh, I love my cats, but I can't have a relationship with a person, that sort of thing. What I'm seeing here is something bigger and better for yourself. I'm seeing a good relationship developing, which you're actually going to enjoy. I would say that you'll be able to get that sorted out within 12 months at the outside. I would say a hell of a lot sooner, so just keep your ear to the ground. Hello, Carolyn. Excellent news about your partner and about the proposal. Okay, so obviously bad news about his job. Let's do a quick spread to see whether things are going to start working out as far as him getting a new job in place is concerned, because obviously that's really essential. Okay, there's lack of money can make you, can cause problems and misunderstandings in a relationship. So essentially him getting himself a good job is important. So a little bit of gentle persuasion will probably help. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading is saying about that. Okay, I think we got quite an interesting spread here without the shadow of a doubt. Yeah, the here and now disappointments makes a lot of sense, okay. But also, he's already very driven. Okay, he's got a lot of passion, he's got a lot of pride in himself, so he's in that strangely ambivalent state. He's feeling depressed, he's feeling anxious, he's feeling worried, he's feeling stuff. but he's also still feels like the individual who wants to start taking over the world. Okay, he wants to be the person who can get a position of power and authority in life itself and do well for himself. He's been very, this is both good and bad, okay? He's been thinking about the factors which have put him in this difficult situation. So there's some blaming going on there, and that's the negatives. The positives is that he's trying to learn from the things which have helped to bring about this demise, so that it won't happen again in the future, providing you with a stronger foundation for the way that things could work out further on down the line, okay? Now, when you're dealing with him, yes, you still got to direct him, okay? Let's just show you these two signs together, okay? Often the colour red, the fire energy, is often to do with willpower. In this particular case, it's your encouragement of him, because essentially if that negative half of his perception can be taken away or lessened, then the positive, the optimistic, yes, I'm going to do it mentality will then start taking control and power. So you need to encourage the good so that the negative will not affect him quite so much, but you need to do it with tact. Okay, you need to do it with tact. That's essentially what this one here is talking about, you know, the 8 of coins there. It's going to be a difficult situation for you because you've got to emotionally run it well. When he's fragile, you know, he could be put off track quite easily. But again, it's not a bad reading. It's not a bad reading at all. Okay, Maddie, how the heck's it going? Alright, we want to see what's coming up in your life. You know, sometimes people submit more than one inquiry. But they do it under different names for the same tarot show. That never works out well. But as far as this is concerned, yes, there's a sense that it's going to happen for you. It's not going to happen too far down the line. There is a sense of change in your love stakes without the shadow of a doubt. And there is a feeling which is emotionally beneficial running through this whole reading. You've got a relationship developing, possibly with someone who's already familiar with you. So just see how it goes. Communication and time together will make it work, but you've got to be the one who's really being proactive here. Okay, that was the tarot show, okay? I know it's coming to the end, but don't cry. There'll be another one, okay? And you can carry on submitting your inquiries through by email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to add you to the rotor and to add you to the show. Now, I've got a bit bad with my administration, so if I have missed you out, then please do resubmit your inquiry or submit another inquiry if you feel the need to. Repeat inquiries are permitted, okay, but don't be too obsessive about this. This is the free service I'm offering. This is not the commercial service. If you want it on demand, for USA customers, I'm available in the morning times on keen.com and live person, and so that's a good place to try and find me. Alright? And I will look forward to speaking to you again anytime, you know. But remember, for legal reasons, a tarot reading is regarded as being a what? An entertainment service for good common sense reasons. Alright? Don't place any tarot reader, medium, spiritualist, religious person or non-religious person as an authority above your own life. You are the one who's in charge, not me. Not the bloke next door, not that strange person with the eccentric stare in the local church, okay? You. You are the maker of the movie of your life.